So I think when people hear the names Petrsykora and Jason Arnott, Patrik Elias, they automatically think the A-line, which is the first thing that we all think. For people who aren't Devils fans or people who are just hockey fans, stepping away from the A-line, who are the best players that you ever skated with, either on the line, on the team, whether it was, a Devils teammate or anybody in the league, but Patty obviously only played here. Who are the best guys besides each other that you ever played with?
Wow, good question.
Peter, we'll start with you.
Sure. That would be Patty and Malkin when we played in Russia together. Yes. It's when I really think about it, yes, I did play with great players, but having really fun playing, the most fun I had was with Jay and Patty here. So, I did play with great players. I think in Anaheim, I got to play with Paul Kariya and Arnott for 40 games, and we created a great line. But, Paul Kariya, I don't think he said hi to me twice that season, so we never really created that, fun, that stuff. I was excited coming to the rink every single practice, and then obviously got to play with Sid for about 30 games, and Gino Malkin, I played with Gino.
Did Sid say hello to you?
Yeah, Sid is a good guy. Sid is, he is very professional, but he is up to his team.
Boy, you can't hear it, but they're like, boo.
No.
You asked the question, so don't
Sid's a good guy. And you know what's best about Sid, where, obviously, come back to my son again, he always goes, Daddy, text Sid right now, text him. So every time I text Sid, I don't do it that much, but we probably text every other month, and he's the guy who responds within 5 minutes. So, he's a good guy.
It's the new age, media, social media, they're on it all the time on the phone. It's good.
Jason?
Playing with other wingers, there'd be no other player that I played with other than these two that I had so much chemistry with and loved and helped me resurrect my career. But if your question is like, what other players did I think that were, some of the best players? I got a chance to play with Peter Forsberg in Nashville for a little bit. Kind of everything he did was like the elite level. You don't really notice it because you're playing against him, but when he's out in practice and every pass is perfect and every shot and such a great guy, he would be one of the best players that I played with. Paul Kariya I got to play with as well. Mike Modano in Dallas. I got to play with a bunch of great players, but and line mates. A lot of my line mates were great, but it's hard to have two guys that you click with as much as these two and what we had together. I just never had on any other team. You always have one guy that you clicked with, or one guy that you always were on the same line. But to have three guys is special. It's you don't find that too often, especially nowadays.
And Patrik, the last answer will be from you.
That would be Alex Mogilny. Because a lot of people forget about him, and he was unreal, that guy. He's scoring, he was a scoring machine. He was so talented. And one game or one period he couldn't do anything, and he throws his skates in the garbage. He's like, I'm done, I'm terrible. Just complaining
Or faking a heart attack. Like his heart was.
Seriously, that guy was so good. He checking his pulse.
I think I'm having a heart attack with the trainers room.
But that guy scores, what did he have, 76 goals?
Oh yeah,
As a rookie or something?
player.
He's just unreal player. And
If he hasn't hurt his back, he's got 650 or more. Unbelievable.
yes, and and honestly, Scotty Niedermayer, obviously not as I didn't have a chance to play with him on the line as a winger, as a forward, but on the line I did. And that guy, the way he played, just didn't break a sweat doing it. We were like huffing and puffing, and he's like, oh yeah, doesn't even pay attention. And he just was like
fourth forward out there with us, and that's why also we were maybe that successful, you know, as a line, because he was with our out there a lot of the times, and probably during that time, a little unsung hero was Brian Rafalski. You know, he played with Scotty, right? He played with Scotty, and most of the time they were behind us. They were the pair that was behind us, and he was on a power play with us, and it was just unreal. It was chemistry again. It goes a long way, and as a line, and to have the defenseman that can get the forward and gets the puck to you, it was that easy to play the game sometimes. And as Jason said, we had so much fun coming to work, coming to practice, and some of the practices were tougher than a game to us, and that was unreal.
Well, it was a special time tonight, a special evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the A-line. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and some time, Petrsykora, Jason Arnott, and Patrik Elias.